Hey, how's it going? So, Brandon Croggy here, and the church I actually work at right now, doing their video production work, they're doing 21 days of prayer and fasting. I'm a runner, so I don't do a whole lot of fasting because I need the calories. So I decided to fast from beer and then also just spend more time in the Word. That's really the most important thing, is just spend the time in the Word and praying, the prayer part of the fasting. But the fasting is giving up something, if you want to know more, just go to Brave Church's website. You'll learn a lot more from that. But the reason why I'm making this video and the idea I had to go along with this 21 days of prayer and fasting is that I wanted to also learn some videography stuff and learn some editing and some different shooting styles, some stuff I've been maybe neglecting. So during those 21 days, I'm actually going to be practicing every single day for those 21 days. I'm going to learn one new thing every single day. And I'm actually going to record it on here. I hope I can get all the days recorded. Today was a busy day, but I did learn one new thing. I kind of feel like this is a cop-out, but maybe it's not. Basically, I learned how to Zoom really well. But it's also use the Zoom as a transition. So I used to do one method for Zooming, but it was like this long, arduous process, and I did it in Premiere Pro. So now I'm using DaVinci Resolve, and I learned just a simple Zoom method that acts as a really good transition. Something I probably need to be simple, sometimes better. So something I could probably use a little bit more. And I don't feel like I'm going to be able to find a whole lot of really, really complex stuff that's not going to take me forever. So there are going to be some simple ones mixed in on the busy days, I'm thinking. So here, I'm going to share my screen right now. Maybe. I got my little Blackmagic switcher over here. And it's been a while since I used this guy, so just give me a little sec here. Okay, let me switch my box. There we go. Let's go over here. There, now we're over in the media pool. That's all right. Okay. So, right now we're in DaVinci Resolve. I've already pulled up the project. And I actually have the zoom effect right here, but I'm actually I feel like I need to do it live too, just so that we can go through the whole process, right? So we're gonna do it live as well. I'm gonna maybe throw in something else. We'll do another transition on this after this. You are loved. So watch this. Okay, well, basically, yeah, I might overlay in the video and post. So these are going to be probably released like the next day because I'm not going to edit them because this is like late at night right now. I got to wake up. Oh, and during this 21 days of prayer, I'm actually going to be waking up at like 4:30 at the latest to get down to work by 6. So we're doing it from 6:30 to 7:30. So yeah, so I'm gonna be setting up a whole routine. I'm gonna go over it all for you guys. Maybe not the single video, but later. So we got this, and I'm gonna do that same transition just right here. So it's actually pretty simple. So what we need to start out doing is just a simple adjustment layer. So where you find your adjustments layer in adjustment layers in DaVinci Resolve is right here in the Open Effects tab, and we are going to go down to. It's not in the Open Effects, it's in the Regular Effects, sorry. Go to Regular Effects, see, we got adjustment layer. We're gonna plop that guy right there. The video I watched did it for 12, but I felt like that's a little bit too long, so I kind of like 10 frames. So we want to go over 10 frames. So this adjustment clip is actually gonna be our transition. So yeah, I'll put the guy's video in the link below. I'll try to give credit to the people I'm learning from. So if we scroll over 10 frames, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're gonna shorten this guy down. This doesn't need to be any longer than that. So I'm gonna hit the down arrow and then over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The down arrow just skips between clips if you didn't know that already. Like that. So now we have this adjustment layer. It does nothing. Well, it's about to. So now we're going to go to the center of that adjustment layer. And we're actually going to create the zoom right now. So with the zoom, you just kind of gauge it on where you want to kind of end up. So we probably want to end up like 1.29 is where we're at right now. That's pretty good. Let's go with that. I should have actually first off keyframed over here because now I can do it by doing this, but typically it's just a little bit faster if you didn't have to do that. And I'll keyframe over here. Go back to my, did I get rid of my, when I hit that reset, I got rid of my point. So let's just we're going to have to do it again. So that's why you keyframe the sides first. So the sides, we want it to be a regular distance apart, right? So we didn't keyframe that. We didn't adjust any zoom on that. So now we have a zoom, right? But it's not super smooth. I knew all this stuff. I kind of knew how to do all this stuff, but just the way he approached it, I really liked it. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. So we're gonna want to ease in here, and then we're gonna go ease out over here at the beginning, and then actually in the middle we want to ease in and out because we have an out section here. So you're gonna ease in here too. So now we have a much smoother transition. So it goes zoom in, out. It's a lot more pleasing and smoother to the eyes. I don't know. Let's say I didn't want this like half of this text right here, right? So when I'm zooming in, I want to get rid of that text. So how do I do that? Well, the video I was watching showed you want to also keyframe your position. So you go in here, you go over here, and you keyframe positions. But the problem you're going to run into if you keyframe the position sometimes is you're going to get when it zooms in, it's actually going to like create a black box. So you're going to see like something like this. You know, you're not going to see this whole thing. You're going to see the background behind this, whatever's behind this, which for me is black. So the best way to actually do this is to keyframe your anchor points. So the anchor points will move the image around, but it's just changing the anchor points. As you'll see in a sec here, kind of what this looks like. This and this. So I'm gonna go to the center here. And let's say I just want to get rid of that bottom section right here, right? So I'm just gonna move this. I'm in position. Avoid position. Looks very similar. Actually, maybe I want to include that. Let's include that actually. But I also want to include it on the X side, so it kind of draws some more attention to it. Like, oh, Monday, Friday, like 7 a.m. Like, that's an important fact that people probably should see. And maybe I can cut it right here so I get the 21 days prayer and fasting. That works out. That looks great. So now we have a smooth, and it kind of zooms into that one side of the frame. You see that? That doesn't look great, honestly. Okay, I showed you that. I'm going to undo that now. I kind of like the center. With the graphics, with this one, I think I did change the anchor point so that it zoomed more into like his face at first. So, but with this one here, it makes a lot more sense with the graphic just kind of stayed center, and it almost like just switches over. But how do I make that smoother now? So one way to do that would be to add like a little cross dissolve. So the cross dissolve is going to make it more of a transition. So that's actually going to be in our video transitions. This is already a transition you can use. There are other ways to do cross dissolves outside of this, but this is definitely the most efficient way in DaVinci Resolve. So I don't know, probably go about the same size as that. So if you see over here of this clip, it just the pastor kind of fades out, and then it comes in with the "You are loved." So this is an actual video I edited, by the way, for the first day of prayer and fasting. So just so you guys know. And then it switches over. So this isn't a great example. I'm actually not a fan of the crossfade very much. I kind of would probably take it out. But let's just show you the last little bit, which is the zoom effect. So we go to Open Effects. The thing I really like about DaVinci is being able to go into these open effects very easily, like these fusion effects, which is like After Effects stuff in Premiere Pro. Like Premiere Pro, you have to open up the whole program, and you got to import and export everything that you're using. So with this, it's all in one, and then I can even click over my Fusion tab and have all my Fusion stuff right here. I need to make a video on DaVinci Resolve. But yeah, really enjoying DaVinci Resolve. They're always innovating. They're always on top of all their updates and keeping up to date. I feel like where Premiere Pro is kind of lagging behind, in my opinion, right now. But yeah, let's go zoom. So we want to get zoom, blur. So this is going to kind of be more of a motion, kind of give like a motion blur effect to the image, but it overdoes it at first, and it's just blurry all the time. So I didn't really enjoy that. So a good way to get rid of any kind of like with any effects here, a good way to get rid of, I don't think I used the zoom blur in here. Yeah, I didn't use it on this one. I'm actually gonna drop you probably do 2 adjustment layers just to kind of keep them separated. So this, I just copied this one right here. So I'm gonna have to go and reset all the keyframing stuff. Reset. Okay, so now I reset all that. So now I should only have the zoom blur on here, but I also have it on this one. So let's get rid of it on the second one. So options and drag will actually just copy your clip. Looks like I have 2 instances of it. Let's get rid of that. So we don't have a whole lot. All right, so you can adjust your amount right here, like how much it zooms. So this is like a negative zoom. So more of an out zoom. This is like zooming in, right? So if you're zooming in, we want to go, and typically you probably don't want to go too much over 500, in my opinion, because then it just kind of makes it look cheesy. So we've got this, but if you look, it's almost consistently zoomed. Like it still has that zoom effect going, even though it's like ramping up. So if you wanted to actually ramp that up, you can go to almost, I think it's pretty much all the fusion effects, and they have this blend mode right here. So we can keyframe this blend mode here. And then I'm gonna go to center here and keyframe it here. So now I have 3 keyframes on the blend mode. Let me zoom in so we can see a little bit better. So, oh, it's not even showing the blend mode. Well, we're gonna ignore that. So if I go to the beginning here, you can just knock that down to 0 and watch what happens to the like over here where the U is. Oops, I dragged the slider down. So see that U? Now it's vivid. Everything's super vivid. So it actually kind of ramps up now. And if you don't have to go all the way down to 0, maybe you start just a little bit of blur. So, and then it comes back out. So we want to do the same thing over here. So we want to drop it down so it's not full blast. But in the middle, I want it to be full blast exactly how I wanted it. And one thing with the zoom blur, kind of a special note for the zoom blur, is you actually want to go over 1 frame on your adjustment clip. And then put the frame there, get rid of this, come in. For some reason, you can't drop it down to 0. See, now I can drop it down to 0 if I move over just 1 frame. So you can't do it on the end of adjustment layer for some reason. I don't know why, but you can't. So there we go. So here's kind of our finished product. Super simple. Nice little zoom transition. Gives it just a little bit of like something, you know, instead of just like a fade, standard fade. It's kind of like a fade that has a little pop to it. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the basic thing I learned. Super basic, I feel like. It wasn't super advanced. I mean, when I was first learning videography, this would have been something that'd be like, whoa, cool. Like now I can do this really sick transition. And but now it's like a little bit lackluster, but still a good thing to know, right? Still a good thing to practice. It was good practice. So that was day 1. I gotta get to bed. It's already almost 8. And I have to be up at 4. So, yeah, I need some sleep. So, I'll catch you guys later. And I'll catch you guys in day 2. Can't figure out how to turn this thing off. There we go. Nope, that one.